Today we have a question and it says a cyclist starts from a point X and rides 3 kilometers due west to a point Y. Now you can see that the point having from is X. So X, we should respect X. So X is somewhere here. Now a cyclist started from a point X and it rides 3 kilometers due west. Remember that this side is what? North, east, south, and west. So 3 kilometers due west to a point Y, and here is Y. Does it make sense? Now, what is the next thing they said? I said at Y, he changes direction and rides 5 kilometers northwest to a point Z. At Y, he changes direction and it rides 5 kilometers northwest. Now, you should know that here is west for Y, here is north. So northwest is this area, this point. At Y, he changes direction and rides 5 kilometers northwest to a point Z. So look at the cardinal point for Z. Does it make sense? Hope you're understanding. Very good. So I have how far is he from the starting point? Now the cyclist is now here. So how far is he from the point he started? That's what they are saying. So look at the triangle. Hope you understand. Now, is there any other thing? How far is it from the starting point? Correct to the nearest kilometer. What next did they ask? They said again, find the bearing of Z from X. Okay, watch out. Now, we know that this is the cardinal point for Y, right? Take note. Then, from here to here, because this is vertical, this is not the north, and it's vertical to and it is perpendicular to this east. So it means that angle 90 degrees is formed there. Now, because for the fact that they say that the man changes direction and rise northwest. Now, when all this northwest, southeast, northeast, southwest, whenever they say something like that, the angle is just like dividing the 90 here, dividing the 90 degrees here into two. Does it make sense? So the man riding northwest means that he moved on a bearing of 45 degrees from Y. That's what it implies. I hope you understand. So therefore, the angle now in this triangle, the angle, everything here must be 45 plus 90, which is 135 degrees. I hope it makes a lot of sense. Now, they asked us what's the distance from here now to here. That's how far is Z the cyclist from the starting point. Now let's take it as m. That's the distance. Let's take it as m. Now, whenever you see an angle, that's we are looking for m, right? And they gave the angle facing it. Then beside the angle facing it, they have already given the distances. We are to use cosine rule to solve. Does it make sense? So when I say, and you should don't forget that cosine rule is of the formula r squared is equals p squared plus q squared minus 2pq cos the angle facing r. That's cos big R. Does it make sense? So if I apply this in here, I'll say I'm looking for the distance, which is m. M squared is equals 5 squared plus 3 squared minus 2 times 5 times 3 cos the angle facing m, which is 135 degrees. I hope you understand. So I have m squared is equals, what's 5 squared? 25 plus 9. Does it make sense? Minus 2 times 5, 10 times 3 minus 30 cos 135. So this is m squared is equals 25 plus 9. That should be 34. Now let me check the value of minus 30 times 135. So using my calculator, I have what's the value of minus 30 times 1 minus 30 cos 135. I mean minus 30 cos 135. The value is 21.2. 21.2. So I have plus 21.2. Now I use my calculator, I punched minus 30 cos 135. It gave me a positive value. So I'm taking plus 21.2. Had it been I checked my cos 135 degrees, that would be a negative number. Do you understand? Therefore, that negative number times minus 30, that will give us plus 21.2. Hope you understand. So I have m squared is equals 34 plus 21.2. That will give us 55.2. So if I want to get the value of m, so I have to square root both sides. These two will cancel square root. So I have a m is equals square root of 55.2. Square root of 55.2. And that will give me 7.4 kilometer. And that's the answer. Do you understand? So, and this is the distance from here now to here. Hope it makes sense. Let's check. Let me check if they asked another question. Okay, they asked another question, and it says, find the bearing of Z from X. Find the bearing of Z from X. Now, the bearing of Z from X has to be, we should start from the north of X and we move around where the line touches Z. That's what it means. Do you understand? So listen, when I look at it, it's actually very simple. I've seen what to do because I know that from here to here has to be 270 degrees. Now, the only place I don't know now is this smaller place. So when I get this smaller place, that's this angle now, I can just do 270 plus this angle, and it will give me the bearing of Z from X. Does it make sense? Now, if I draw the total triangle, I'll be having something in this order. Initially, we have something like this, right? Very good. And I have that here is 135 degrees. And from what we found, I found that the M, which is here, is 7.4. Then we're going to have that here is 5 and here is what? 3. Does it make sense? And I said that my problem is finding the angle here for me to get my final answer. Now, when I look at this thing, sine rule is coming to my mind because when I say 5 over sine of the angle that I'm looking for here, which is, let me call it A, all over 7.4 over sine of this, I can get the value of this A, which is the angle. So let's go. When I say 5 over sine A is equals 7.4 all over sine 135 degrees. So when I say sine 5 over sine, so let me be faster. 5 times sine 135 will give me what? 5 sine 135 will give me 5 sine, that's in form of cross multiplying, will give me 3.5. 3.535 is equals 7.4 sine A. So what will I do? I'll divide both sides by 7.4 over 7.4. So cancel. So I'm having 3.535 divided by 7.4. 3.535 divided by 7.4. That is 0.477. I have that sine A is equals 0.477, right? So if I want to get the value of A, I have to divide both sides by sine over sine. So in form of getting sine inverse, on my calculator, I will do shift sine, that is to give me sine raised to power minus 1, sine inverse of 0.477, and the value is 28.4 degrees. So the value of A is what? 28.4 degrees. And remember what they said, they asked me to find the bearing of Z from X. And I have gotten that here, A is 28.4 degrees, which is the smaller A, 28.4 degrees. And the bearing of Z from X is actually from the north of X to where both of them met, which is the line joining both of them, which is here. So, and from here to here alone, from here to here is 270 degrees. But I'm looking for from here to here. So 270 degrees plus 28.4 would actually be the bearing of Z from X. So that's left for you. Check the answer to 270 plus 28.4. That is the bearing of what? Z from X. I hope you understand. Have a nice day. Like, comment, share, and follow Kosis Academy. Bye-bye.